Good morning.
Devil May Cry.
Hey, what's up good people, it's YellowMotion here, and yes, it's been a while, but welcome to a new Devil May Cry 5 video. Since the reveal of Devil May Cry 5, we got tons of new news, media, and especially the debut of Dante and his gameplay. But we also got the reveals of Trish, Lady, and the mysterious one, V. And it's also been confirmed that these models are the faces of them. And just like Nero and Dante, they are based on scans from the real counterparts that are used for the models in the game. So let's talk about that and how their characters came into development, as I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it and share you my thoughts on it as well. So let's get right into it.
This is a trial from the heavens above.
So let's start with Lady. Lady was introduced in Devil May Cry 3, and after many twists and turns, she joined Dante in the devil hunting business, as can be seen in Devil May Cry 4, alongside with Trish. Now the model for Lady is based on Andrea Tivadar, a British actress and model of Romanian origins. She confirmed it on Twitter by saying that she's the face of Lady in Devil May Cry 5, and looks like she's absolutely stoked about it. She's mostly known for her role of Crow Altius in Kingslave Final Fantasy 15, where she did the motion capture and the face of the character. And I have to say, Lady looks absolutely great in Devil May Cry 5. As you can see, they really implemented the face of Andrea very well into Lady and barely made any changes to that. And it's very interesting to see how many redesigns Lady actually has gone since her introduction in DMC3. But it also seems that her design was based on the early concepts that was made for Devil May Cry 4. And although we don't hear a lot from Lady in the TGS trailer, it still seems that Kate Higgins is once again reprising her role as a Lady, just as she did that in Devil May Cry 4.
Lately they've been running amok, catching demons, and have even butted in on some of my jobs.
Music to my ears. Hurry up, Dante!
And it also seems that she's the voice of Tira in Soul Calibur 6.
Searching for victims can be so boring.
But still, the Japanese voice actress Fumiko Orikasa is still reprising her role of Lady.
どうにかみんな無事みたいね。周りを見てくる。当然でしょ。急いでね、ダンテ。
And also on a side note, although many believe that Lady and Dante are having a relationship or are dating somehow, that dream is eventually killed since Hideaki Itsuno, the director of Devil May Cry 5, recently confirmed it on Tokyo Game Show that something like that hasn't happened and isn't canon. And Matt Walker himself, the producer, also confirmed this later on. But all in all, I think that Lady in DMC5 looks really great, and she's definitely my favorite design so far, as she looks really cute and gorgeous. And I can't wait to see how she will play into Devil May Cry 5, since we didn't see a lot from that in the trailer. But the same can be said for Trish as well.
First come, first serve on the targets, right?
Music to my ears. Hurry up, Dante!
And talking about Trish, let's move on to her, as she is once again returning alongside with Dante. And as you can see, Trish looks completely different than she looked in Devil May Cry 4, which is a good thing in my opinion, as her face model is based on Ariana Diamond, a half Greek, half Polish model based in the UK, as she pretty much confirmed it herself on Instagram on one of her images that she's the face of Trish. And all I can say is that not only have they found someone who looks like Trish, they found the real life Trish to begin with. She just looks like her in real life. I have to say, she is a spot on Trish. There might be some subtle changes in the in-game model, but it's really her face for sure, and it really fits her. And you may be thinking she doesn't look like Trish from DMC4. Well, no, I'm talking about the original Trish according to the first Devil May Cry. That's the Trish I'm used to and have seen as the introduction, as that's my favorite design of her, and the devs just really did an amazing job on finding this model because she is just perfect for her. And look, from all of the characters we've seen so far, she was really the only one where I was like, yep, that's her, instead of getting used to the new looks for Nero, Dante, and Lady. And as far as her voice actress, unlike Lady, her voice actress Danielle Bergio, who not only voiced Trish in Devil May Cry 4, but also did the motion capture performances, sadly this time she won't be returning and reprising her role for Trish in both performance and voice work. As a fan asked on Twitter whether she could say if she was the voice for Trish, since it sounded kind of different, she replied with sadly no, no, it's not me this time around. So it's unclear to why she isn't reprising her role, but it can have many business related or personal reasons. Or in this case, that they wanted someone fresh and new that would accompany with a new look of Trish. However, the Japanese voice actress Atsuko Tanaka is still reprising the role of Trish, who she also was voicing in DMC4.
獲物は早い者勝ちでいいのね。今は見届けましょう。ダンテの戦いを。
All in all, Trish looks absolutely great. I love how they designed her. I love how they designed her according to the first Devil May Cry. It's perfect.
You're up, Nico.
You know I got you covered, asshole.
As we all know, Nico is the self-proclaimed weapon artist that teams up with Nero. Her grandmother is Nell Goldstein, the legendary gunsmith that made Dante's guns, and she's also the one that creates Nero's Devil Breakers. So the face of Nico is based on the half-English, half-Malaysian model from the UK, Emily Bador, as it's been officially presented by Matt Walker during the PAX West panel. And as you can see, the similarities are there with Nico and Emily, especially her smile. But it seems that they made some more additional tweaks and changes to redefine the character of Nico. Then let's say they made it more with Dante, Nero, Trish, or Lady. It's not officially confirmed who the voice actor will be for Nico, but according to IMDb, it's Emily Bader. And for the Japanese counterpart, it's Lin that is doing the voice of Nico. And the interesting thing about it is that Lin based her voice acting for Nico on the English voice of the character, which was recorded first.
奴は悪魔をボコるプロなんだよ。あの義手も悪魔退治専用だ。よくできてるだろ。待ってたよ。いらっしゃい。ご注文は？あんた、ダンテだよな。ニール・ゴールドスタインの孫なんだ。あんたが持ってるその銃を設計したガンスミスだ。
And she's also done many Japanese dubs, including the dubs of Mei in Overwatch, Azura and Fire Emblems, and Chloe Price in Life is Strange. And one thing she found difficult about voicing the character was how Nico is a smoker, but Lin herself doesn't smoke, so when it came to any sounds related to smoking, Lin based it off the original English voice. Now let's move on to V. V is the third playable character. From a story perspective, he is your new client. He has a cane and a book, as not only we got to see V officially for the first time, but we also got to know who his face is based on, as it's based on a model named Owen Hamsey, as he also pretty much confirmed it himself on Instagram by saying that he's the face of V. And as you can see, he looks pretty much like V, as it's a spot-on interpretation of him, as pretty much everything is kept intact with a scan that they made. Now we don't know who the English voice actor is, but still, according to IMDb, it's a guy named Lucas II.
He who desires but act not breeds pestilence. So it is written.
And it seems that this will be the first voiceover work for this person. And V's Japanese voice actor is Koki Uchiyama.
強大な悪魔が蘇ろうとしてる。力を貸してくれ。その悪魔はお前の戦う理由だ。
As he's also done voices for Roxas in the Kingdom Hearts series, and he's also the voice of Tomura, the main villain in My Hero Academia.
お茶でもしようか、緑谷伊豆。
Now, what's most likely the first thing you will think about when you saw V? That he pretty much looks like Kylo Ren from Star Wars, right? Well, if you thought about that, you're not the only one, as pretty much everyone who saw him was like, hey, did they use Adam Driver for the scan? And we're not the only one, since the producers were thinking the same thing. In an interview with Eurogamer, Matt Walker, the producer, said that we've been making this game for a while now, and when we saw Adam Driver, we were like, oh man, we were making this before Star Wars Episode 7. And Hideaki Itsuno, the director of the game, also said that we were sort of surprised when we started making the game, as when they went to see Star Wars and they saw Kylo Ren, they were like, oh man, he just looks like him. So it seems that this is just a pure coincidence. As you know, I already made a video talking about Dante and Nero on who they are based on, but let's get a rundown of it as well. So the face model used for Dante is Adam Cowie, and the voice actor and motion capture is still Ruben Langdon. And the Japanese voice actor is Toshiyuka Morikawa, where he also represented Dante in Devil May Cry 4 and in Devil May Cry the animated series. And he's done hundreds of voices of Japanese characters for anime and games.
OK モリソン仕事の話だまず名前は確かめさせてもらうぜ大当たりか
As for Nero, it's Carlo Baker, who his face is based on, Johnny Young Bosch, who has done the voice work and the motion capture for Nero, and Kaito Ishikawa is still the Japanese voice actor that's gonna reprise the role of Nero, as he has done that for Devil May Cry 4 as well.
妙なやつだが今は従うさあのデカブツに借りを返さねえとなダンテ俺も行く力なら手に入れた
Now, one character we don't know much of yet is Morrison, on who his face model is based on or who the voice actor is. But we do know who the Japanese voice actor is, and it's none other than voice actor Akio Utsuka. That name may ring a bell for Metal Gear fans, as he is the Japanese voice of Snake from the series. Utsuka was also voicing Morrison in the animated series of Devil May Cry.
まあ聞けダンテガキとは言ってもおっと失礼こちらただのお嬢さんじゃないパティ・ローエン
So it was kind of expected, but on the other hand it was still a surprise since Morrison looks quite different than how he looks in the animated series. So it's a still nice comeback.
あいつとは長い付き合いだが珍しく手こずってるな大丈夫なのかよダンテ
But there is one guy who haven't seen yet, and it's still this cloaked person. So look guys, all in all, what I really think it shows is that how well both the faces of the models have been used and implemented for the various characters, as they've done a very good job at finding the right models for the looks. And keep in mind, although the faces of the models are nearly identical to the characters, additional tweaking and modeling have been done to make a better fit into the liking of the already established characters. Some more than the others. I mean, you have creative liberty with new characters such as Nico and V, but I guess it was a harder job to find models for existing characters such as Lady, Trish, Dante and Nero, and where I have to say they have done an amazing job in finding the model for Trish. And it's also very interesting that this is pretty much a UK based production of, because everything happened in the UK, and finding the models for the majority of the characters and scanning their faces but also their bodies for the characters, along with the clothes that are also scanned from the real counterparts, as this is the first time ever that a Devil May Cry game is being developed with the right amount of development time and the right amount of budget that is made available for the project.
What? No chit-chat or monologue? Just getting right to the point, huh?
There you have it guys, this was my video about the faces and voice actors behind the cast of Devil May Cry 5. And once more is officially known, I'll make sure to update you guys on it. But the most important thing right now is, what do you guys think of the models that are being used for the faces? Do they look alike, and are they a great match? And does it give you another perspective on the characters, now that you have seen the real counterparts? I bet they all could do a very nice cosplay, for sure. So jump into the comment section below and leave me your thoughts. And listen guys, while you're here, why don't you like and share the video, as that helps me greatly, and become a subscriber of my YouTube channel. And you can also find me on social media, simply at YellowMotion. And that'll do it for me guys on this one. Thanks a lot for being here, and thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Devil May Cry 5 talk video. Peace.